Hey guys, gals, and legionnaires, Rycon here, and it's been a little while since I've done a hee, but as I'm sure by my t-shirt here, you guys might be able to tell that this is a pretty freaking big one. First of all, I can't begin to express how excited and how much I've been looking forward to this game. This beard here I haven't cut since it was first announced. Well, there was a halfway point in between where I gave it a bit of a trim, but you can tell this is dedication here. This is my anticipation growing on my face. But beards aside, I need to talk to all you guys about scheduling and what I'm going to be doing with Fallout 4. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, this channel is called Rycon Roleplays, and I'm a role player, and role playing is what I do. So yes, we will 100% be role playing Fallout 4. But now here's the but. I'm not going to be starting this roleplay on day one, or probably the few weeks afterwards. I like to be able to play the game for a little bit so I can get an understanding of what's happening. Originally I wanted to try and do a blind roleplay of it, but I really don't think it's my style, and I think you'll all agree with me. I kind of like to tell crafted tales. I like to roleplay and let the character, discover and journey throughout the world, but to be able to do some of the big kind of story arcs that I end up doing, I do need to have a little bit of know-how as to how the story progresses and certain elements in the game. So while I will be doing a roleplay of Fallout 4, it's not going to be the first series that comes out for it. When the roleplay series starts, you can expect a full-on tale to the same degree as Logan and Leon. But as I said, it's not going to be there right away. And so I started thinking to myself, I'm going to be playing through the game, and I don't really want to just do a basic kind of Let's Play style for you guys, as there's going to be a lot of Let's Plays out there of Fallout 4 right from the get-go. Now, what I'm suggesting is that we go for something a little bit more dangerous, something a little bit more out there. For my first playthrough of Fallout 4, and the first series on the channel for Fallout 4, we are going to be doing a hardcore Ironman Permadeath playthrough. What does that mean, you might ask? Well, simply put, when you die in the game, that character is dead. Story over, boom, gone. So it really does change the way that you approach the game, as you need to take a much more cautious approach to things, and, well, it might force you to do things that are somewhat more morally ambiguous than you would usually do. So this Permadeath playthrough is probably going to be as far away from a roleplay series as I could possibly get, because I'm going to have to use every game mechanic necessary to stay alive, and use all my actual skills as a player to keep our character alive. So who might our character be? Well, our character is going to be the wife of our main character that's in our roleplay series. So I'm kind of seeing this as kind of a strange kind of alternative timeline to the actual timeline that we'll be running later on. So that's going to be my challenge. No reloading. That's it. As soon as we die, that's it. I can't quick save, can't quick load, try and get a better situation. Even if I don't die, I can't reload. It's Ironman. We've just got the one save and it keeps on moving forward. So the likelihood is that at some point I probably will die. I will do my absolute best not to die, but there's a very, very high percentage that I will die, as it's my first time going through. But I make my promise to you, Legionnaires, that I will do my utmost best to keep our character, Juliet Cole, alive as long as I can. So when might you be seeing the actual roleplay series? The timeline for that's still a little bit undefined. It depends how far we get through with Juliet and how much through the game we get, and if I feel confident that I can actually kickstart it and get it going and start telling that story. We might be looking at a few weeks to a month, if not even a little bit more. But I can promise you that the wait will be worth it, as in the long run we're going to get a story that's just going to be a lot more richer and developed than one if I were to just go through blind. So who's the character going to be for our Fallout roleplay? Well, as I've kind of said before, it's not Logan. It's going to be an entirely new character. That's for various reasons, one being that the storyline itself just doesn't really work with the story that I've got set for Logan now with his current past. No, we're going to be playing as an entirely new character, Scott Cole. Now, my actual name's Scott, so I can understand this might get a little bit confusing as we go on, but fingers crossed we can make it through. I don't want to reveal too much about Scott's past at this stage, but it's pretty different from Logan, and it's very different from Leon. So we can expect a somewhat different character to what we've seen so far. Which path he ends up following in the game, well, we're going to have to wait and see how that turns out. But for Juliet and our hardcore Permadeath Ironman playthrough, we're going to be going something more sinister. I don't like to see it as a good and an evil side in Fallout games. It's generally a hell of a lot of grey, but for Juliet we are going to be kind of leaning more over onto the dark side. So that should give us a somewhat different experience to what we're used to. And I think it'll actually help with the hardcore kind of gameplay. Oh, and a difficulty setting? Well, the difficulty setting will be set to Survivor, which, as far as I can tell at this stage, is the most difficult setting there is. So I hope that clears the air a little bit on Fallout 4 and what we're going to be doing with Fallout 4 here on the channel. Now, as to when Juliet's series is going to start, the Permadeath series, that's also not going to start on day one. Unfortunately, a long time ago, even before the game was announced, me and my family booked some time away in November to go on holiday. And that holiday has me leaving on the same day that Fallout 4 comes out. So I'm sure you could all feel my pain. I'm very much looking forward to this holiday. It's going to be a great break, but at the same time, I've been growing this beard. You all know how much I've been looking forward to this. So with that aside, when can you expect to see the first video? Well, I get back into New Zealand on Sunday and I will be recording right away, as soon as I get back recording. So fingers crossed you should get your first episode Sunday evening or Monday, and I'm going to be throwing them out there as fast as I can. We're probably going to look at doing maybe 4 a week or so starting off, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there. I'm going to try and keep the episodes slightly shorter, probably to around about 20 minutes at a time, just because with the kind of hardcore aspect to it, I don't think we want to push our luck, you know, just go bit by bit. And in the event that we do die, will I continue the series? Well, I think that's a conversation we'll have when we get there. If we get there. Gotta stay positive. So that about wraps us up for the Fallout 4 news. I really hope that you guys and gals enjoy the game. It's an entirely new world by Bethesda. Every single time this happens, I just get so excited. It's like an entirely different level of Christmas. And I know that we're gonna really enjoy this together. And somehow I'm gonna have to bury my head to keep away from all the spoilers while I can't play it for, you know, an extra 4 or 5 days. But I will persevere. Now, before I forget, we are getting close to another milestone. We're kind of getting close to 15,000 Legionnaires, which is insane. Now, I thought I'd ask you all if you had any ideas for what you'd like me to do for our 15,000 kind of celebration video. I've already done a Q&A, so I could do another Q&A if you're interested, or maybe something else. Suggest, and I'll pick a suggestion, and we'll see, we'll go from there. I might even select like a few different selections and kind of make some kind of mumble jumbled mess out of it. So leave your suggestions in the comments, I'll be sure to read them and we'll come up with something cool. Well, that wraps us up for this here. Thank you all for joining me. Make sure that you tune in because we've got the season finale of Skyrim coming this week, and I tell you, it's a big one. I'm editing it right now, pretty much right now as I'm recording this at the same time. It's a big episode, it's taking a hell of a lot to put together, so I hope you all enjoy it, and yeah, there's some big things that are going to go down that episode. Alright, I've been rambling on for long enough. Now, all the episodes should continue just fine while I'm away, but we might experience a hiccup or two due to Fallout 4, but we'll see how it goes. And as always, I've been Rycon, you've all been awesome, and until next time, stay tuned.